And there's nothing I can say, but you have to be smart in order to be an engineer. Look at me, I'm an engineer. I'm very, very smart. I'm very prestigious. My job is very cool and whatnot. And I'm obviously making this all stuff off. This is just my glasses for my computer because I get headaches. But if that's what you think, that you need to be extremely smart to be an engineer, you are so wrong. You don't have to graduate from the top university with the highest grades in order to become a successful engineer. But first, hello everyone. Welcome back to Dare Yourselves. It's me, your resident engineer, Jada. And today I'm going to debunk the thought that you have to be a super level genius in order to become a successful engineer. And I'm going to explain it the best way I can. But first, what does the data say? 50% of students drop out of university before finishing their degree, according to the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. Now, I'm not saying that these people aren't hardworking, and they were definitely smart if they were able to enter the degree in the first place. But engineering is more than just that. A lot of the reason why people drop out to begin with is because of the workload, difficulty of math and physics, and poor habits, to put it bluntly. And because of that, I believe are the three main factors that a lot of people struggle. But how can we improve on that? Well, let's get the point across, like I haven't been trying for this entire time. Smart doesn't always equal successful. Of course, having the understanding of the subjects is extremely helpful, but if you struggle to understand the concepts and whatnot, but you're very passionate about the degree, you already got part of the magic formula that will get you to the end. You got the willpower, you want to do this. Now, what can you do to continue? What helps is having a consistent study schedule, a problem-solving approach, and time management. Include that with your willingness to learn and to succeed. You've basically got all that takes to become a successful engineer. So you can pause this video and just think of all the subjects that you're struggling with, write them all down. When you have extra time, either by yourself or with a friend of yours, think of a study schedule where you tackle each subject for at least a couple of minutes. Start small, but as long as you're steady about it, then it's absolutely great. And then before you know it, you're going to understand all these subjects. Make sure that you're realistic about your goals though. Don't expect to be Albert Einstein when you only just started. And don't burn yourself out. I know some of these subjects make you feel like you have no time in the world to even breathe, but like I mentioned before, go back to the ones that you're struggling with and think of a game plan. If you dedicate a couple of minutes of your day, the game plan is going to make the entirety of your studies so much easier. Studying and time management aside, are there any minimal requirements to become an engineer? Yes, there are. You will need to have a good understanding of math and physics. There's no real way around it. It's in everything we do as an engineer. Even if you're not going into straight up calculus and fluid dynamics and whatnot, you need a good understanding of maths and physics and a good head on your shoulder when it comes to problem solving. I'm not saying you have to be there immediately, but if you put in some discipline and hard work, like I mentioned in the first bit, then you will catch up really quickly, and before you know it, everything's going to be a breeze. But the technical stuff aren't just the only requirements to become an engineer. Engineers work together. We work with different departments. We work within our team. We work with outside people. You can't forget the importance of soft skills in the working environment. If you display curiosity, persistence, patience, problem solving, and time management, all that combined, as well as just a go-getter attitude, succeeds more than just raw IQ. Let me give you a bit of a thought process. Would you prefer to work with someone who is knowledgeable but quite angry, quite hard to work with, or someone who's a bit more confused about the subject but is open-minded and happy to take the opportunity to learn? I mean, I know which one I'm going for. If you feel like you don't have those skills, or the skills you do have isn't enough, I'm going to give you a quick plan so you can start off your engineering journey even if you don't have the smarts for it. I would first think of good habits to get into, whether it includes studying, time off, exercise. You need to start making that balance now, because once you get into the real world, it's very easy to fall into bad habits and not get them back. Especially if you're in university, I can understand it can be very difficult to complete your assignments as well as having a social life. But trust me, get into those good habits, make a plan, dedicate time to your study as well for your fun, and don't be afraid to seek help. This video might not be enough. You can always talk to your counsellor, your friends, your lecturer, anyone you think will be really helpful towards your success. Embrace repetition. There's nothing wrong about going over a subject twice. I'll just go over it over and over again until I finally get the concept. Especially if it's a subject that you're struggling with, it's absolutely okay to go over the harder topics because that means you're reflecting on your own skill set and are willing to better yourself. Use resources. There are multiple YouTube channels, websites, free and paid resources, and you'll definitely have peers, whether it's friends, classmates, lecturers, or even online forums. There's so many options out there, especially in this world of the internet and the expansive connection we have. So don't be afraid to use what's there. And finally, maintain your mental health. There's absolutely no reason to keep going if your mental health is on the ground. You need to prioritize that above everything else. I'm not saying you can't do everything stress-free. In this industry, there will be stress. However, stress that you can handle versus having a mental breakdown, they're two different things. If you do need help differentiating what's the triggers, I would suggest going to a mental health specialist. I'm definitely not the person to tell you you should get help, but from my own experience, when I found myself struggling to get up and not even want to go to work, that's when I knew I needed help. And if you think that's the case for you, then don't be afraid to seek that help. But if you're okay, just make sure you plan mental health around your schedule. Make it part of your discipline. Make sure you're eating 3 times a day, sleeping 8 hours, cuddling your pets for at least 1 hour. 1 hour is the minimum. And avoid burnout. Just please. I stress you, engineers burn out way too much. It's like we're a dying race. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Just remember, you're not alone. In fact, if you are an engineering student or you're starting your career, don't forget to comment down below. It will be great to meet other people. Tell me what you're studying or what you're working as. Maybe you might find more people in the comments who are doing the exact same job as you, and then you make your own little community and it'll be really cute. But also, do you think intelligence is better than just grit? Hard work versus brains. Brains or brawn? Which one's better? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye!